Okay, so I have my friends with me today. The pack is complete. Let me just do this one button because you can see my belly. Girl, I really wanna with this up, but then girl, I'm trying. I actually picked up a really cool tool yesterday of how to control my anger, and it's to just go slower, talk slower, be slower, go slower, talk gentler. So then I expect everything to be slow, and then I have enough time to process everything, and so then it shouldn't anger me. So every time I start to get annoyed, I'm gonna remember that I have to slow down. It's been working so far, miraculously. Okay, here, my rings for today are green stone, another green stone. I don't know what the name of them are, but they're very, very pretty. To be honest, this one needs a little bit of tightening because it keeps like moving on my finger. Girl, I really wanna wear this up, but damn girl, I'm trying. Let me see if I could fit it on my thumb. Nope, doesn't fit on my thumb. So that's weird. This finger is thicker than my thumb. The way I want you. Okay, so today I'm gonna go right in and talk about God. Ooh. I have no notebook, no notes, no pen, because when it gets to God, I always talk from the heart. I don't need notes to keep me on focus, just because I obsessed over the whole thing too much anyway, so I just have too much to say. So I'm just gonna go in without a notepad and a pen. I think the title of today's video is How to Live as God Explained. Hey! Before you get angry, there is something I have to say. Girl, I really wanna wet this up, but damn girl, I'm trying. Whoa. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. It's just my brain is so scattered like that. Oh, it takes me a while to concentrate and talk about the subject. Still the way I want you. This is the one that was missing, and I went and I got her, and then he's like, yo, I have a girlfriend. I don't know if she wants to be your girlfriend, but she might want to be your girlfriend. You have to ask her. Girl, I really want to that, but them girl, I'm trying. All right. First of all, I'd love to replace the word God with something that is less charged. Okay, now I'm regretting not having the notepad, because now it's like, where do I even begin? So I was doing a little experiment on my mirror yesterday, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my story. And I was playing with my phone, and then when you face a mirror onto a mirror, it kind of just goes on forever. And I was playing with like the motion of it, and then the reflections that went on forever, they were just delayed compared to what I was doing. It was like delayed, and I was fascinated by it. So I put it on my stories, and then it started to make me think that maybe the earth here is like a reflection of the original, and that's why we're slow, and that's why we don't behave like the original one, because we're actually a reflection, and we're being a reflection. Do you know what? Let me just explain to you what I mean by living as God, right? So we perceive the God to be all-seeing, all-knowing, and all-loving. I'm gonna just talk from the first person perspective of how I see myself and how I see God, and then hopefully I won't insult you if you're listening, and hopefully I will inspire you to maybe see it the same, right? I have this feeling in my chest that's like really loving and really peaceful, and this feeling is the reason why I want to be kind, I want to be loving, and I want to be giving and just be really helpful and kind and stuff, right? And this feeling in my chest, when I think about God, the feeling welcomes me to it's so difficult to put these into words because I'm trying to be convincing. I don't want to be convincing, but basically this feeling tells me that I am that in which I am saying. So if I say that God is all knowing, or if God is this or God is that, it's like, Nayna, you are it. You are it. And this feeling in my chest tells me that it's okay to be it. And that's the explanation as to why I'm so comfortable to say that me and God are one. Oops. Because the feeling in my chest allows me to do that. It doesn't say that I'm wrong. It doesn't say that how dare you. And actually I've observed enough in life to know that when somebody says how dare you, this comes from hate, this comes from anger, this comes from violence, things that are not very nice. And to me, the original God is very, very, very nice. Like very, very nice. And so then when people come with anger or hate or frustration, I know that is not the original state. And so then if you say to me, oh Nayna, how dare you call yourself God, I have no interest to even listen to you, because I know it's coming from a place that's not the best, or it's not the most purest form, and I can feel the pure form in my chest, and it says to me that it's okay to be one with God. Of course it is. And that's what the feeling tells me. Of course it is. Like if somebody said to me, right, Nayna, I want to be you. What? The feeling in my chest says to me, of course you can. I'll give you my body if you want me to. The feeling in my chest doesn't say to me, how dare you, I am Nayna, you could never be Nayna, there could never be another Nayna. It's like, no, if you want to be Nayna, okay, let's swap.
Wow.
Because it's supposed to be giving, it's supposed to be loving. And so then, okay. And then furthermore, isn't it just the most beautiful thing that in the end, what you want to be is actually what you are? And the unraveling of that is like so amazing. Like, oh wow, I am what I have been worshipping. I am what I have been praying to. That is me. Anyways, this is just the knowledge as to why I got to where I got to. So I'm just introducing why I think that I should live as God, or why I think I have the right to live as God. And these words are just annoying because I'm basically saying that I'm not God by using these words, but I'm just trying to introduce why I say the things that I say. So it's so weird that people who take like LSD or people who take psychedelics, they seem to experience a heightened reality, or a reality that resembles what we might call God, like this like loving thing, this oneness thing, like this beautiful thing, like full of magic, full of beauty. And then they come back down. And my friend said actually that she reckons that the reason why that happens is because these drugs, they make your brain do what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't have access to do in its natural form. And she doesn't know, and I don't know why the natural form is not as high as when you take these psychedelics. And actually I could start guessing as to why they're not as high. Like for example, the food that we put into it, the thoughts that we put into it, the way we treat each other, the behaviors, the ideas, all of these things I think contribute as to why the brain is not working properly. But the brain, I believe, is supposed to, well, it's just a tool really for us to like express what we want to express. And actually I was thinking about it when I was half asleep this morning, that I think that the experience of being a human is supposed to be that you make your brain create feelings in your chest, which then that would mean that I've created the feeling of the kindness and the feeling that says to me, oh, it's okay, it's okay. So then have I created myself to be God, and have I created the possibility of even thinking, oh, I am God? And actually I feel like this word God is like I said, I just want to use a different word. Like what word can I use? The thing that we are, Anyways, the anger that I've been experiencing is so done with this like separation thing of like, oh God, and oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm having to backtrack my thoughts so then I can like put them on video, because I'm literally like so past it. Like there is no separation. Whatever God is, I am. Whatever that thing is, I am. Whatever anything is, I am. That's me. And also when we leave our bodies and we die, and then like this body is no longer active, it's like we become what? If we become energy, and then that energy then transforms into something else, so then that means then that we're just constantly transforming into different things. And then so then you're not a human, you're not a soul, because you're just literally molding yourself into different things. And right now I'm being this body, and then when I die I'm going to mold myself into something else. So then that thing that is all of it, what is that? And we like to call it this and that, or humans or angels or this and that. But really, what if it's just the thing? And then I keep using the word God to replace the thing. And maybe I should stop doing that, because then I'll stop angering people who believe that God is this like almighty separate thing over there that created this thing. Anyways, I'm going off topic here, because the point that I was making is that if the brain is able to be at its full capacity of function, then maybe we would be all seeing, all knowing, all loving, like we are when we use psychedelics. And so then I believe that I should walk around being able to see all of space, all of time, all of existence in this brain. I should be able to do that. And I'm very, very frustrated that I can't do that. I also should be able to like ask any question and have it answered, and my brain is not able to do that either, and I get very frustrated at that. Like for example, how many cells do I have in my body? Where's the answer to that? I have to go through this thing and that thing and that thing to possibly maybe find out, but maybe not, because maybe they don't even have the technology to count how many cells. And really, I should know that. When I ask the question, I should know it. And for me, that's unraveling enough, because some spiritual people say, what's the fun in that? For me, it's like, the fun is that I ask and then I get the answer. That's the fun thing. Because before I didn't ask, I didn't know the answer. So then the fun thing is to have questions that get answered. And when I come across the question in my head, boom, okay, I have the answer, and that's fun. And maybe there are endless questions, so then there'll be endless answers. So then the whole thing is just fun, rather than like, oh, sorry, you can't have that answer. But what I was saying about like, the brain creates what we feel in our chest, and that's the game of life, is like to make yourself feel things using your brain. And I think that the problem in the earth is that we're teaching that there's a limitation as to what we can feel, and actually we're stuck in making ourselves feel bad and feel negative and feel all the things that we don't want to feel, and we don't think we have the right to make ourselves feel things that we want to feel. So if I want to believe that I'm God and that makes me happy, then I have every right to do that, because literally I'm doing it without your permission. Like, you can't stop me from thinking what I want to think, because I could actually do it secretly without you even knowing. So I have the freedom, but we're not teaching what we can do with that freedom, which is that you can make yourself feel whatever you want to feel. And like I just said, we're not doing that. We're teaching that we don't have the right to feel good, and we don't have the right to be as high or as equal as what we call God, which is the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-loving thing. And I'm here saying that I have every right to be all-knowing, all-seeing, all-loving. And for a moment I was like, where is it? Why can't I do it? And it was just very frustrating and very angry. And now I'm just calming down a little bit, hopefully, and it lasts. And I'm like, oh, I see what the problem is. My brain has been polluted and diluted into being a weak, non-functioning brain, which is supposed to be activating all these experiences, and I'm enslaved by negative thinking, which is telling you that you have to serve a God, you have to be humble to a God, you're not as big as God, you're not as great as God. And you're loved, and you're this beautiful soul, like God created you, you're so beautiful. Why do you want to be God if you're this beautiful soul? I have to slow down, because these thoughts, they make me angry, because I feel like it's all just a trap to maintain this like low standard of ourselves and this low vision of ourselves. So then we separate the soul from God, and really it's just literally all one thing. There is no soul and God, there is just the thing, and we're literally just playing in the thing. And I know it's like, Nayna, why do you think these things? Why do you think you're right? And honestly, I don't know why, but it makes sense to me, and nothing else has come along that's made sense. And in contrast, everything that has passed my mind and my ears and my eyes has been like not good enough. And there's this thing in my chest that's saying, this is not good enough. And what is good enough is this. And this is the things that I'm saying to you. We are worthy. We are the same thing. We are one thing. And it's the way you see God is the way you should see yourself. Oops. So when I say, how do we live as God explained, what I mean is that we should have access to being all-knowing, all-seeing, and all-loving if we ask for it. We should have access to it. So I should either choose to be a little dot of myself or a massive thing of myself or the whole thing of myself, and it should be accessible to me. And in this world, it's not accessible because we are not good enough and we are not God. And so it's not accessible, and that's it. And I'm saying that that's not the kindest existence, and that's so it's not correct, and it's not the original, because the original is super kind, and the original is saying, of course, you can. And so living as God looks like you have access to whatever you want to have access to. Let's talk about naughty people for a second, because I think that's like the biggest fear of everybody, is like, if you had this much freedom, and if we gave people this much freedom to just be God, people are going to be out of control. And actually we have this fear with our children that if we don't control them properly, they're going to be out of control and it's going to be all of our fault. So then we have to control them, we have to put fear into them, so then they are controlled. And I think that type of mentality is because we don't trust that what we are, we will shine through in every single person naturally and eventually. So if you're being naughty, eventually you're gonna the feeling inside of your chest is going to catch up to you, and you're going to end up acting in its original form, and we're not trusting the original form of who we are. So then we're thinking that people are just going to be bad forever, and you're not trusting that the original is going to come showing up in the end, which is all loving, all giving, all seeing. I literally don't know why it has to happen in the first place, because I could explain to you why naughty people exist, why naughty people continue to be naughty. Like I could see the maths of everything, but I just don't understand what it's doing there in the first place. And I feel like people who are clever and fast, that's the question they're asking now. It's like, yeah, but why in the first place? Yeah, but why? But why did this happen? It doesn't make sense then. And I don't understand why. I mean, I do in physicality, like, oh, so why? Is because like we were mirroring ourselves, but why are you mirroring ourselves? I don't know. I don't know why we mirrored ourselves. I don't know why we're playing this mirror game, and then all the way here in the end where you're not your original form anymore. Now you're acting dumb and you're acting silly. Why? Why did we do that? I don't know. I don't know. I find that silly. I don't want to do that. I don't want to mirror myself. I just want to be who I am. Anyways, I feel like I'm taking this conversation way further than what like the humans on this earth are even thinking, because they're still like worshipping God, and they're still thinking that they are sinning, and they're still treating people badly. And I'll always get very sad and stuck when I start to think of like, but why? Why was this possible? Why did this happen? Why? I always get really, really sad. But I have been reminded yesterday, I had a moment with myself that I just want to concentrate on me. And me, I want to be kind. I want to be all loving, all giving, all seeing. I want you to be, and I don't like saying you because then I'm saying that we're separate, and I don't think that we're separate. So I want to be kind, and I don't understand why other people are not, and so then I can't concentrate on that anymore, because literally it makes me drown, and then I just want to die, and I just want to break everything because I can't die, and I have to just concentrate on myself. And I'm saying that we are all the same thing, all seeing, all knowing, all loving, and the brain is supposed to give us that function when we ask for it, and it's not doing that, and we need to fix that. And I think we fix that by literally willing it to do it and believing in it. Yeah. Because it's all just about thinking. So then we have to think ourselves into all seeing, all knowing, all loving. And instead we're thinking ourselves into separation, hate, impatience, anger, separation. So use your thinking and your eyes today to envision and think togetherness and lovingness, and that you are worthy to be the purest and highest form of all existence in all places. That's you. You have every right to be that. And I'm sorry that you've been taught otherwise, but the good news is that you are, and you have every right to be. And so then in theory and in practice, what would it look like if we're all living as God? Oh no! Wouldn't that be amazing? I know people have like immature questions, and they're not immature because it's just because we're not seeing the positivity behind it, because they still get scared. Oh, so what's to stop this person from doing this? What's to stop? And we're not seeing the fact that we're all one thing. Like me and you, we're together. We're not separate. You might as well be called Nayna, and I might as well be called whatever your name is. Like we are literally the one thing. And we have to trust that, oh my God, why are we separated like this? It's quite annoying. And I think it's the brain that did it, the function, the fact that the brain is not functioning properly. Because if the brain functioned properly, then we would see the reality that we're pretending to be separate. But why? I didn't get angry at my camera today. I just took a deep breath and I slowly dealt with it. So I didn't snap at my camera, and I didn't Google it either, like how do I change it? Because I just haven't had the time. Or I didn't remember to do it either. I don't feel lonely because I think that I'm amazing. And I don't know if that's big-headed. I don't know if some people think that that's big-headed, but I don't feel lonely when I'm by myself. I don't feel like there's anything missing, and I'm fine. And I think I'm wonderful. So if I'm this one big thing, I am wonderful. And also, I guess there's like a lot to me. There's like a lot to me. And if I start weaving and pulling and weaving, then I'm gonna see all these things that I have of myself, and it's just so wonderful and stuff. And then these lines that I pull of myself, you know, you could think that these lines are separate to me because I'm experiencing them as just the line, instead of like me pulling on the lines. I'm experiencing the line by itself, then you'd think that the line and me pulling the line is two different things, but it's not. It's me pulling myself. Same with the humans. This human is expressing that, and that human is expressing that. And instead of seeing these two as two separate entities, it's actually me pulling this human and that human. Like it's just one thing. Me. And because it's coming from a human and we're living in separation and these words are coming from one human, it's almost like no, but then you're saying it's you, Nayna. And it's like, no, I don't know how else to say it. And actually, I just wish I could go jump into your body and say it's me. And it's like, yeah, but it's still you jumping into my body. It's like, okay, I wish I could just be you and say it's me. Do you know what? I think that in future, I'm going to change the functions of these videos, and I'm gonna actually have people talking with me here, because it is a little bit hard to just have this like one-way conversation and I need somebody to kind of be like, what about this, what about that, so then we can like jump off of each other, and then the me is now two of us speaking. Me. Forget all of the difficult things to understand, and let's just jump into the positivity. We are great, we are amazing, we can live as the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-loving, and it's me. You are me, I am you. There is no you, there is no me, there's just me. Sorry, there is no you, there's no I, there's just me. God. Okay, first conversation ticked, and let's just carry on. Okay, I hope you have a good day. I shall see you next time. I hope I made sense. And if you have loads of questions, go ahead and I'll make another video, because I'm not into like typing and going backwards and forwards with people. I prefer for us to like sit down and film it, and then I could post it online. I'm not into like talking like this. I'm not into it. I'm into talking like this. Okay, until next time, I shall see you again. Goodbye.